Hello, my friends, and welcome back. Thank you very much for being with me again today. When I used to be a boy and I lived under a communist system or a socialist system with a communist party in Romania in the 1980s, we were told that we are free and we are independent and we can say whatever we want because we are better than those capitalist pigs. And we were told about the capitalist and exploitation of the man by the man, and we are better. And you can freely express your opinion, and you were encouraged to do it. But if you did, you would get in trouble, as a student or as an adult. It happened to me, so I can tell you from direct experience. Where you were supposedly, yes, please encouraged to say, well, yeah, we can. If you see any problems here or anything like that, please speak up and we will improve. But it was just the appearance. In reality, they wanted you to keep your mouth shut and say, yes, sir, that's the way it is. So that was then. In the meantime, I came to the greatest country in the world where the same thing. You are free to speak. You are free. You're good, man. Freedom of speech. You're free, a free person. Yeah, okay. And then we go to these weasels, who are weasels being the some bureaucrats in the U.S. government. They're bureaucrats appointed over there by some elected officials through the democratic system. Tell us that actually each and every country on this planet is sovereign and independent and can do whatever the decision they can make any kind of decisions they want to make, and everything is okay because they're sovereign countries. And is the same thing as when I was a boy in a communist country. Yeah, we encourage you to speak up, but you knew better. So we have here the same kind of hypocrisy, but wrapped in a beautiful wrapping paper, but the same shit is in there. As the communists didn't even bother to really wrap it. It was just like, here you have it. These guys are doing nicely, give it to you, but it's the same stinky shit in it. So let's see what's going on here. We have this weasel with power. And this article comes from the New Voice of Ukraine. And it's from February 11th, 2023. This is the title. Every country has a right to transfer military aircraft to Ukraine, says White House. And I totally agree with that statement. I totally agree. Like I used to agree with the communists saying that you are a free person and you have the right to speak, and we encourage you to tell us if you have any problems so we can F you up. Now, and I'm quoting Mr. Kirby. These are all sovereign decisions, said Kirby. And I'm quoting, if a NATO nation or even a non-NATO nation wants to provide capabilities like fighter aircraft to Ukraine, that's certainly their decision to make. Wow, that's very nice. I have a few questions though. Clarifications are always, very important, because I can say I'm for change. What kind of change? I'm for do the right thing. What do you mean, do the right thing? My right thing could be not your right thing. Those hope. Oh, hope and change. Whoa. Hope that what? What exactly I hope? I hope that, I hope that, Which one is it? So you see, the details are changing the whole mantra. In this case, Mr. Kirby says some very general truisms. Each and every country is sovereign to make its own decisions. Well, I have a few questions and two articles actually to ask Mr. Kirby. How about this? All right, let's go back to Kirk B. And we have, first is right here. Ukrainska Pravda. Poland ready to provide Ukraine with F-16 fighter jets if NATO gives go ahead. What? Poland ready to supply Ukraine with fighter jets, but will not be first among NATO countries. Whoa, how is that working within this framework? Every country has the right to transfer military aircraft to Ukraine. And then here, these are all sovereign decisions. If a NATO nation or even a non-NATO nation wants to provide capabilities like fighter aircraft, ding, 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 dung, 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 you know, aircraft to Ukraine, that's certainly their decision to make. Ding, ding, NATO, 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 dun, 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 ta, 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 ta. All right? So it seems like Kirkby, or Kirby, but I say Kirkby, he's a real weasel. And I'm quoting again, Mr. Kirkby. And one would assume that if you're going to introduce a system into a military that they have no experience with, that they're going to have to be some training that goes along with that. Okay, Kirby, and I'm quoting, we're doing it right now. For SEAL, Oklahoma, we got Ukrainian soldiers learning how to use a Patriot battery. Good for you. And outside of Ukraine, we're helping train them on combined arms maneuvers. That's fantastic. But I have a question here. Every country has the right to transfer military aircraft. Only to Ukraine? Or that applies to each and every person, each and every country? Because it's like saying everyone is allowed to talk greatly about the dictator. Okay? What if I have something against the dictator? No. There's no more freedom of speech for you. You don't have the right to do that. So you see all these pretenses of, no, we're for values and not principles. You must think, and they do, that they are the holders and the protectors of the ultimate truth. And what's outside of it, whatever they decide is outside of it, then it's outside of it. Now, with this kind of attitude, imagine that you are friends with this kind of person. Do you think that this kind of person is a good friend? Because remember, once this friend considers that your ideas are outside of his ultimate truth, you are up. So this thing with the word here, every right has the right, or even better put, sovereign decisions. Do you think a sovereign decision, if it's sovereign decisions, why do you have NATO here? And why do you have NATO here? Now, besides the fact that the Poland seems to be like a weasel here, will not be the first among NATO countries. That is like, where am I? I was just on the wrong, right here. Why is this NATO here? Why is this NATO here? If you have sovereign decisions, and with this one, I have a particular problem with this one. Poland ready to supply Ukraine. This is from the 9th of February. It's from the 30th of January. So here, let's say Poland ready to supply Ukraine with fighter jets, but will not be first among NATO countries. And I always make this kind of, analogy. You see a person, you are like three persons here, and you see something happening, something bad, but you're not going to intervene unless someone else intervenes. What if everybody thinks the same way you think? So I'm not going to intervene over there to save that woman from being raped unless someone else does it first. What if everybody else around you that is witnessing this tragedy, this crime, thinks the same way you think? And why would you do that? Because you don't have and And then the other thing is you wait for NATO to give you the approval to send aircraft? I thought you have sovereign decision. You have to consult with the boss? I don't want to hear those technicalities. Well, after it's F-16 maybe, and if you have F-16s, you have to ask United States of America. Well, I don't think the United States should have any problems, according to the statements Mr. Weasel Kirkby said, right? Kirby said, right? So you see, as I was a boy, and it's very disappointing when as a boy you're told that United States of America is different and United States of America has this and this, and when you come here you see things that were done to you by the evil communists, which were evil, And you come here and this is the ones that those guys were saying that those guys are capitalist pigs and the exploitation of the man by the man, and that's wrong, which it is. And when you hear about the United States, oh no, and the free world and free press, the leaders of the free world, and these guys are not free here, but we are free and all that. And you have as an example this. This is not me just playing the violin for you. You know what I mean? It's not like Stradivari, violin. No, this is clear examples. You can say, well, the connection is not there. Okay, well, if you want to be an ostrich, go ahead. I pulled my head out of that a long time ago. I hope you do the same thing. Because if you find justification for the rapist, then the rape will continue, and that's not right. Thank you very much for being with me again today. Stay strong, stay smart, look for the truth, and be just.